All right, we're going to start off with these numbers. And if you haven't seen it yet, you're going to see it now because I'm going to pull up the fiscal report here. So let me
Oh,
get this
baby.
pulled up.
I'm ready. I didn't even link the fiscal report to the document. Oh, man. I was in such a rush to try to get these topics in. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's coming in hot. Fiscal
All
report.
right,
There we go.
here we go. Now, we're not going to go over every single page in detail, but there is a lot of good information here.
A lot of good information.
Consolidated financial highlights. All right. So some of this stuff's not super interesting on this first page because it almost reads like a business tax return. Talking about the operating profit, the ordinary, the net profit. We'll go to the next page. We'll make this a little bit smaller. And we'll keep scrolling here. Current state of the switch. This is a more detailed overview of the fiscal year's business situation. So, updated numbers 146 million Nintendo Switch units,
Damn.
which is wild.
Oh,
Now,
you guaranteed this fiscal year. That's for sure. I love it.
I think so too, because we all know that Nintendo's bread and butter is Q4 always since we were
calendar Q4. Yeah.
1.3 billion software sales is insane, dude.
Consider this. Nintendo
Yeah.
has never crossed 1 billion ever. And now they're just 300 million past that.
Yeah.
Billion. The Wii U, like what the best performing game was like what 7 million? Mario Kart, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers. 1.3 billion units. And I believe the attach rate is about it's almost 9, if I recall. If you guys saw that too, I think Paul Gale posted it. It's around 9 software units.
Wow.
Per each console owner. Here's your annual players. Nintendo Switch users, from children to seniors. Many people worldwide are playing the Switch. So they got 127 million people currently playing their Switch. So this is kind of interesting if you think about it, right? So 146 million Switches sold with 127 million of them playing them. What are those other people doing?
Extra systems. Yeah, people buy more than one.
You think 19 million of those though?
I didn't think this number was going to be that high, to be honest.
I think it's high too. Like, I agree with you. I'm just curious what's going on with those other people.
I think, a lot of people buy more than one system. I mean, I know I've bought more than one. Not everyone plays on all of them. It could also just be some people. I know there's some people that do a system for portable, system for at home, and they use the same account on both. So that would be considered one active user, but using 2 switches. So, I think if you just kind of combine all the different scenarios together, plus you got to figure there's a number of switches that broke and don't work anymore.
I thought about that part.
Yeah, so if you kind of consider it all together, I think that leads to us being in a situation where I kind of think it makes like 127 million active. There's also just people who stop playing Switch too. It's just collecting dust, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
127 million active in year.
They said right here, they defined it as people who have played Switch at least once in the past year. So in the past 12 months.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Yeah. Maybe people didn't log in.
Mike Odyssey is now joining the podcast. Welcome aboard, buddy.
Maybe people beat Tears of the Kingdom and then, put the Switch back down. Who knows?
Yeah, dude, that's still 127 million active.
That's awesome.
So we got a nice little graphic here of what the holiday season is going to look like, which we've known this, right? Yeah. We've known this for some time, but again, it's a nice little graphic kind of painting that picture. And, if I didn't own a Switch, I would be very happy to see one of these right here under the tree. The Mario Kart 8 one looks very nice. There's some nice console box art there.
I need them all.
It's funny they don't have Alarmo on there.
Yeah, the Alarmo is not mentioned anywhere in any of their documents.
It's actually
it's mentioned in one of the documents, like the original one. Is this the translated one?
This is the fiscal report.
The fiscal report one.
Yeah, I saw Alarmo in a list of things that they were mentioning, along with a list of games, and then listed as other was Alarmo.
Oh yeah. It's talking about like products they've released. Yeah. But it's funny. I mean, later we're gonna get to a different topic when we get into the where they recap like the life of Nintendo and how healthy they're doing. Mm-hmm. They literally don't mention Alarmo as a product they're even caring about.
That's kind of alarming, don't you?
I'm okay. Alarmo, kind of alarm. Yeah, the kind of thing in the sales might not be that impressive. Nintendo might kind of just skirting over that one a bit. Anyways, this is about this is obviously before Alarmo came out. This data, so
I'm sure they listed somewhere in this report, but I'm wondering how many of those active players have Nintendo Switch Online. I think that'd be super interesting.
Yeah, 34 million. We know that. That's in a different.
Damn. Okay.
Which is technically down from their last report. They were at like 36, I think, last time.
But dude, times the monthly price. That's awesome.
And well, you also think about the 34 million. The big thing that I take away from that as well is like, yeah, the numbers went down a little bit. They've released no big multiplayer game this year, which is the number one driver for NSO. So to maintain that, I think during this like transition year, that's pretty good.
So we have some highlighted titles here that are releasing from September onward. Dragon Quest 3 HD, super hyped for it. We're almost there. Yeah, I'm very excited. I hope everybody plays this, gives it a chance.
My first Dragon Quest. It's happening.
Yeah, you said this is your first one?
The first one I'm ever going to play. Yep.
Holy shit. That's awesome, man. I'm excited for you. I got to say, like, Dragon Quest 11S is one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. And I've played a lot of JRPGs over the years. It's a damn good game. So I have very high hopes for this. And I think if you like this, Nate, hopefully you'll play 11S when you get time. It's a long game. You're gonna have to chip away at it for a while.
RPGs usually are.
I heard it runs pretty well too. It's really like a really good port.
Yeah, no, it runs very good. Because Dragon Quest 11S was built for the Switch. And then after release on the Switch, it was ported to PS4. And I believe Xbox. I always forget if they get it or not. So yeah, we got that. We got FC25, Yakuza, which, yes, it's an older game, but this is a big deal because this gets Yakuza on Nintendo, which will get it then on Switch too. I expect the other games, I'm sure you guys do too as well, to finally hit Nintendo's consoles. And I actually have this pre-ordered through Limited Run, the physical edition. That baby's going to be rare. Bet you anything. Sword Art Online. I've heard good things about it. I don't play it. Sonic Shadow Generations. I'm actually playing that right now for review. That's been great. Lego Horizon Adventures. Have you guys heard anything about any impressions?
I don't know. On Lego Horizon?
Yeah. Because I have. I've heard.
Yeah, I saw a couple previews of it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the previews have said that this is the best Lego game they've played in years, possibly decades.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think it's all credit to the IP because Horizon is a really, really good franchise. I played both of them on PlayStation 5 and I love it. So I'm pretty sure that maybe what they came up with for this Lego game. First, Lego is a really good company. They've done well making games on Switch. And second, the IP, when you put them together, I think the winning formula, and it also brings a PS IP to Nintendo,
which is great. And I think it'll be, obviously I want to see it sell well for a variety of reasons, right? We all do. Because this could be a future relationship going forward, right? But also, I don't know. Have we ever seen a video game IP, a known video game IP, be so successful that they decide to make a Lego game based on a video game IP. I know we see it with movies, and
I'm sure.
that's sort of multimedia, but I don't know if we've seen it with a video game. Like to have a parody Lego game made.
I'm still waiting for Lego Mario.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's
This
so
is
cool.
where I'm getting at is that
Yeah.
hey, if this is successful, this could be a blueprint, right? For other developers to say, hey, maybe we do this. I mean, shoot, we already have Lego products, and Horizon does have Lego products.
Like a Crash Bandicoot Lego game. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, man. I think there's good opportunities here. And I think a lot of developers are probably going to be watching these sales on this very closely.
Yeah. And because it's actually a very good point, because the Lego Horizon toy came before this game was ever announced. And I saw it. I'm not sure when it was released, but then we also have Lego Mario out there. There's a lot of Lego little pieces out there. Even Legos. I would love to see Lego Zelda. That would be awesome.
Lego Animal Crossing.
Lego Animal Crossing is already out there too. So, you know.
How do we feel about this being the sort of like holiday third party? Because like I feel like you have some good ones like Sonic and some RPGs, but in my opinion, I feel like it's a little weak.
But and on their point, at the life cycle we are now, we're at 8 now, going on to 9 years. Is where are we in
7 years? Going to be 8 in March,
right? I think it's accurate. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
It's toward the end, and I think they're just taking advantage now of the base that we have now for these games, and I think they're saving the best for Switch 2.
I do too.
A lot of this are Yakuza is a port, right? It's an older game.
Oh yeah, it's an older game. It came out years ago.
Yeah, like Rebrush is a port. Dragon Quest is another port, right? Or is it a new game?
Dragon Quest 3 HD is new.
Is a remake of the game, right?
Yeah,
it's a HD.
It's a remake of an NES game. So I mean, it's completely new. But yeah, that's coming to all platforms.
Yeah,
and there's more to come. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 are going to be coming next in one package.
I'm excited for what's coming, because this is third party. We're looking at third party stuff, but when it comes to first party, Nintendo actually said that they're still waiting. They're planning on bringing more new releases for this year and next year. So I'm expecting a lot more ports too.
Yeah, and there's more games than this coming. This is just what they highlight it. But yeah, like
plus you got indies and
exactly. Am I hyped for Fit Boxing? No, I'm not. I'm surprised they don't put Little Mac in there, right? At least get throw a little Punch Out reference in there. It might actually help sell some more units.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, Epic Mickey Rebrushed. I played it on the Wii back in the day, and it was decent. But I'm not going to be brushing up on that again. Ace Attorney.
See it.
Ace Attorney collection. People love Ace Attorney.
Yep, that's
but
big.
Again, all these games here, nearly like Dragon Quest. Yeah, it's a remake. Sonic Shadow Generations is a remake, but it's kind of like Super Mario 3D World, right? It's like that Bowser's Fury expansion kind of thing, because you have Shadow. Epic Mickey remake. Ace Attorney's a collection. Romancing Saga 2 is a remake. Just Dance is a remake of 2024, and 2024 was a remake of 2023.
Yeah, and the same goes with FC25, which is a remake of FC24.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's expected. I mean, like Mike said, it's pretty late, in the life cycle. But
but I am excited for the first party games, because that little comment. I'm not sure if you got. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe you haven't gotten there yet, but. The first party games and the comment that they made there in this about the lineup for the holiday season and into 2025 on software. Did you cover that already?
The 2025 software?
Yeah, the comment that's on there about Nintendo's lineup of this and 2025, like how they plan on supporting Switch through the holiday and in 2025.
Not quite. I think we're getting into that right now, though.
Okay.
That is a solid graphic.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
This is
great.
You got the Atelier series. We have another entry. These games are really popular.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular.
It's funny to see Hello Kitty there after being on Apple TV for like 5 years
now. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake again. Super hype for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's pronounced Suikoden.
Mm-hmm.
I like to call it Suikoden because that's what I always called it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't feel comfortable calling it Suikoden. I don't know why.
I call it Hadouken.
Yeah, I just feel like, if I'm keeping it real, I call it Suikoden. I'm gonna just keep calling it that. But hey, I will say I'm really excited for this game, guys. If you try and pick this up right now on eBay on PS1, where it actually comes in the case, it's gonna be a couple $100. And you're gonna have long load times. Okay. I mean, we're talking about PS1 era. Let's not forget the load times we had. So to get this fully remade in HD, getting that nice HD 2D treatment, I'm really excited for this game. If you look at the top, like if you were to Google the top PS1 RPGs of all time, this is always on the list. And sometimes it's number one. So, and you guys know that PS1 had some of the best JRPGs of all time.
Yeah.
I would almost say, Super Nintendo, PS1, and now Switch is there too, because they just have every freaking JRPG imaginable, plus remakes. So yeah, really cool. That's a big one. That's going to be a lot of hours of gameplay. Sure. Hello Kitty. Great. Whatever. Rune Factory. Again, Rune Factory has been around for a long time.
That's looking good, that game.
Yeah. I've never played it. I had an employee when I worked in the restaurant business, and I still remember his name. His name was Troy. And guys, this is the Nintendo DS era. He was playing the first Rune Factory on DS. I remember him sitting at a table playing this on his break. And, he's a big gamer around with gamers. We always talk video games, obviously. And he was addicted to Rune Factory, addicted to it. So, and I still remember that. God, 20 years later, I still remember that fine detail. So maybe one day I'll check it out. Pokemon Legends. AZ, Arizona edition, right? Yeah, so
huge.
Obviously, yeah, it's going to be massive. It seems like things have died down with the leak as far as it being talked about. And I feel like when I go on Twitter, I'm like playing Minesweeper and I'm trying to avoid anything. I feel like I haven't seen anything. What about you guys?
I haven't. One bit.
I mean, Central Leagues is still at it. It's just I think what it is like we're getting kind of used to it. Like it just keeps happening. So like there was like 40 more gigs that were released like last week, and it's like okay, like that's cool. But I think a lot of the stuff that people mostly care about, like isn't really. I don't think that anything, because like the things that people mostly care about at this point are just on the new games, and right now the source code hasn't leaked yet for ZA or for Gen 10. Supposedly they will be. I guess the leaker said he is going to be putting the source code out. Not a surprise.
Yeah,
he said he wouldn't do it. It's like, yeah, okay, you're going to do it eventually. You just
like weren't they limiting what they were talking about with the new game? Like they were fine with the older stuff, but
yeah. So now it's kind of like, don't be surprised unless they catch them if that crap gets out.
Yeah,
but yeah, for the most part, like look, they're just it's art assets, it's ideas. Like okay, at some point, it's like you see so much of it, it's kind of overwhelming, and then you just kind of ignore it.
Yeah, I hear on that. DK Country returns high definition.
That's like the 7th port, right?
HD, baby.
Yeah, dude, that was ported on the 3DS.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it's been around the block.
Yeah.
This November actually, is Donkey Kong Country's 30th anniversary.
Yep.
And I thought it would have made sense to release in November for its 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
But of course, we have other games, and they got to spread games out throughout the calendar. So I think that's why we're getting it though right now as well, is because it's right there. It's very close to that 30th anniversary, and
also that rumored DK game get moved to Switch 2.
Yeah.
I think it's three things. One thing, they're letting us know they haven't forgotten about Donkey Kong. Second, they need a space a filler in there for January. Third, money.
It's always money. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they don't release things to not make money.
This just seems like the laziest way to do it, though. Like, it's a great game, but
it's like the third time.
Yeah.
Like Tropical Freeze, I understood why. This one, I'm not so sure we needed this one to come back, but all right.
Yeah, but this is the complete edition.
Oh, I know.
Because it has the 3DS levels.
The 3DS levels.
I got my thoughts on that. I got my thoughts on that. Once you get there, I got my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'd like to play it again, to be honest with you, with standard controls, but I don't know that I can support the price of it, the idea of it. Can I afford to buy it? Yes, but
it costs more
the
than the original releases. No.
Yeah, it's just the principle of it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we need to be.
Tropical Freeze was like that too.
In Unity,
Tropical Freeze was like that, and I didn't buy Tropical Freeze on Switch because
me neither.
I own it, but I didn't buy it till it was $29.99.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, "There's no way I'm buying it at 60. Ain't no way.
No way."
Civ 7.
Yes.
Nate, you're gonna play that, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna play the hell out of it. I'm probably gonna play it on PC though, to be honest. It's a
Yeah.
strategy game. Felt like it's always best on mouse and keyboard. Technically, I think I tested it out. Mouse and keyboard does work on the Switch version of Civ 6. But obviously, like, the frame rates are pretty bad. So chances are I'll play it on PC. If it happens to have a Switch 2 version and it runs well, I might attempt that as like a mouse keyboard review of playing that kind of game on a Switch 2 on TV.
Might be interesting.
But I'm not like, look, 6 already runs a bit rough. So like 7, I don't expect it to run much better.
Feels a little uncivilized, huh?
Yeah, kind of feels like like it's a Switch 2 game that maybe they're bringing to Switch just because it has got the big audience.
I think so.
Is there an over/under on dad jokes? I think it should be 30.
It's all I got, man.
Over/under 30.
Xenoblade. Obviously, we're all hyped about this, right? Is everyone excited?
Yeah.
We're all going to be playing it.
I already own it on Wii U. I actually started playing it like 2 months ago, and then
it was amazing to look at on Wii U. I remember playing it on Wii U, being like, "Wow!" And I don't even like JRPGs, but this one was good.
Yeah, I miss playing RPGs. I just don't have the time anymore. Still got married and had kids. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Time
consuming.
Yeah, very time consuming.
We got Guilty Gear Strive Nintendo Switch Edition. That's what it says, literally. You guys see that?
Yeah. Okay, that's something. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
Content.
Yeah, that means. So what concessions were made is my question.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, something's not there if they got to specify a specific version.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought, unfortunately. And then Legend of Heroes Trails into the Sky, or Trails in the Sky, another RPG.
Yep.
So a lot of time-consuming games, which is it's good for everyone who just plays Switch. And Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Is that an indie game or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no one cares about Metroid.
It's like a Dead Cells type.
I don't even know why it's on the list.
Yeah, I think it's a roguelite.
Is it Metroid Prime Bed Bath and Beyond?
Right.
Yeah, that game's gonna be huge. Obviously, still waiting to see if it's cross-gen, but I mean, it's on Switch.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go.
Yeah. So current state of Switch, again, it's being played by over 100 million people. They got a steady stream of games coming. And a brief summary.
Read the whole thing. Read the whole thing.
The steady stream of new titles.
Yeah.
Is planned for the holiday season and upcoming year.
Yeah. So basically, Nintendo's going to continue supporting the Switch with a steady stream of new titles in 2025, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
They're
probably going to support it to like 2027, dude.
Yeah, and the thing is that if they were brave enough, well, I'm saying brave enough, they were cool enough to bring Xenoblade Chronicles X over to the Switch. That opens the door to a lot of other titles that people are waiting for. You know, Mario Odyssey, Mario Galaxy 2,
Star Fox Zero.
You know, exactly. Yeah, Kid Icarus Uprising.
So they give a brief summary here. They said since last fiscal year, saw the release of course, Tears of the Kingdom, the Mario movie, Mario Wonder, that they did expect a decrease in sales and profits this year. And I think we all did too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're going into the 7th holiday and then coming into year 8 here in March. So
yeah.
So that being said, Switch has maintained its momentum, still being played by 100 million people. They say this a lot, from children to seniors.
Yeah. Yeah, from all the way from
for everyone,
from the oldest on this podcast to me.
Yeah, E for everyone.
Senior.
It definitely reminds me of the Wii marketing. You guys obviously remember that, and how it was really marketed to everybody.
Yeah.
Was it the Blue Ocean strategy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we still have a little tradition. We do bowling parties at my house, like my wife and my daughters. We do pizza night and bowling on Wii Sports.
Oh, that's cute.
That's
so we
fun,
kind of
man.
move everything out of the way, and that's our bowling night. We used to go bowling, but we don't have bowling alley here nearby. So we took Wii Sports, and now we have pizza and bowling. Cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It is still a lot of fun, the Wii bowling.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that we'll continue to make the hardware appealing with the steady release. Yes. But they mentioned this, moving away from the traditional dedicated video game platform business cycles we saw in the past.
Mm-hmm.
We intend to maintain the momentum of our business by continuing to engage many people with Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It somewhere in here in this 59 pages, I know they mentioned a few things, and I saw it on another video. I think Kit and Krista's video. But the way they worded things really makes you believe that the Nintendo Switch is the brand.
Yeah.
Going forward, and it really is going to be like iterations of it, similar to, I wouldn't say it's going to be like iPhone, but that's the brand, right? For Apple, it's the Apple iPhone. I don't think we're going to get a new one, right, every year. It's never going to be like that, but
yeah,
this is the fusion, right, of portable and the home consoles. And again, we've talked about this before on the podcast, with Nintendo closing down the handheld office, right? The handheld building, and moving it all under one roof. I think that was in what would we say, 2014?
They got married.
Yeah. And so this is the future, right? Is this hybrid console?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's no going back from this, right? I don't ever see Nintendo saying, "Hey, we're just going to make a home console now," or "Hey, we're just going to make a handheld." Like, this is it. This is the future.
And they know exactly what you're talking about. They talk about it in this this PDF. I think how they used to kind of cater to the base console and handheld, and how they merged both of them. And so because of that, they are able to release so many games. And because of that little graphic, I have a theory that I want to talk about regarding that, because they mentioned a couple of games that are out there. And so I think that we're gonna get a lot of ports in the upcoming year, not only from the Wii U, the ones that are left, but from also 3DS, like they did with Luigi's Mansion 2.
Sure,
a lot of HD versions of 3DS games.
Yeah, I think so too.
They kind of have like studios like dedicated to porting stuff at this point.
Yep.
One thing too, like that the whole Nintendo Switch branding thing, that was one of my huge takeaways from the actual just the fiscal report aspect, not the Switch 2 and all that stuff, but like the actual fiscal report was really treating Switch like it's a brand. And Nintendo usually doesn't do that. They usually go, Nintendo is the brand, this is the product. This time around, they're kind of like, no, Nintendo Switch is the brand. It's not Nintendo and then Switch. It's no, this is the brand. And that's very much like PlayStation's the brand. Xbox is the brand. Really makes me feel extremely confident, not just on the potential of the next system being called Switch 2, but that like Nintendo doesn't look at this as like, oh, we're just doing this now with the next system. Like, this is what we're doing. We are doing this hybrid forever until people don't want to buy this kind of thing anymore.
Agree.
Yeah.
That's exciting because it also means that we have a consistent direction for Nintendo as well. I know some people prefer when Nintendo's wild and you don't know what they're going to do. They're going to drop a motion control console, VR's being next, streaming stick, dual screens. And Nintendo's like, actually, we found something people want that's nobody's doing better than us, so we're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that just makes sense. Nintendo likes making money.
It's exciting, but it's also scary because that's exactly what they wanted to do with the Wii, and that just completely crumbled. So it's like with the Wii U. So they definitely need to convey this next system to consumers. Like, yes, this is the next one. This isn't an attachment. This isn't a freaking like boost, you know, because you don't want consumers to be like, oh, well, I have a Switch, so like, why do I need this thing? So
yeah,
well, sure, and we can get that into the Switch 2 segment when they talk about how they're trying to get the continuation going. But I just was really excited to see Nintendo treat it as a brand because they haven't done that, and I feel like that has also created a lot of inconsistencies. A lot of the up and downs as a company is like every system's like resetting with this brand thing rather than trying to keep something going. I know Nintendo has tried to keep things going, and they haven't always been able to successfully do that.
Yeah,
but I don't know. We'll get into that later. But that was something that I did note. I had it actually highlighted on my document that Nintendo keeps mentioning it as a brand, which I think that's important to note.
I think it is too. I think that's great. And yeah, I think the Switch, the hybrid factor, the form factor is the foundation.
It is.
And I do think that with Switch 2, there's going to be some new tech. And I think when we get Switch 3, there's going to be new stuff, but it'll always be a very similar foundation, but with new tech, new bells and whistles. Again, similar to what you'd see with the iterations of iPhones, right? But probably cooler because, you know, it's video games, it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, this is where they mention merging the two platforms that were previously separated, and we actually just mentioned that into home and handheld. Focusing on, of course, strengthening relationships with third parties and regional expansion into growing markets. And then they kind of go into explaining those points. And again, just reiterate that, hey, this is how it used to be. It used to be Wii U and 3DS. And again, when it was like this, we didn't have a steady flow of game releases for each platform. Months would go by. So it's great that these were combined because now we've had a Switch game every month, right?
Yeah,
it still
crazy.
stands. So it's
That's
wild. Insane. So again, this was great. We'll get into this a little bit later. This infographic here.
That's crazy, man.
Because we're actually going to do a little something with that. And again, this just kind of goes into some more detail about how they merged it. Emphasis on consumer touch points here. Dedicated Nintendo spaces created in cooperation with retailers. Now, this is interesting to me because, of course, I love physical. I love physical games. I think we all like physical. And we were talking about it, obviously, with Xbox kind of getting out of physical. And when they fully exit, which they're almost there, they really are. If you go to your stores, you go to Walmart, Target, Best Buy, there's like nothing there for Xbox.
Yeah.
Sony may follow suit on the next console. Nintendo is like, hey man, we want dedicated spaces in retailers for our stuff. So this is what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago about, hey, Nintendo should double down on this and be like, hey, if the whole video game section is just for us, great. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys don't want to do it anymore, that's fine. And again, we'll get into it, but their numbers reflect this. They're selling more physical games. right? Yeah. Their physical share is larger than digital.
Yeah, Nintendo's strategy is, I think, the best out of the three because they're looking for how to get in your face as much as they can. If you're going to the store, they want to make sure that they get in your face. If you're going to a theme park, they want to be in your face. You want to go to the theater, they want to be in your face. You want to go home, they want to be in your face. So as much, they say out of sight, out of mind. This is how you become a brand. This is how you cement yourself as like a world renowned, immortal company. Literally being everywhere.
I think it's really important to have that presence at the stores.
They need food now. I want food. Nintendo food, like
they had the cereal.
The cereal, man. That cereal, guys.
Mushroom Kingdom.
I still remember what it tasted like.
It was pretty
good. Dude, the Nintendo cereal was so good.
Who made it? Who made it? Who was the
that's a good question.
It was a freaking amiibo too.
Really? What the heck, man? Where was I?
You could scan it. It was back in like when Odyssey was out.
Wait, were you talking about a Nintendo cereal with Odyssey?
Oh, the Super Mario cereal. Is that what you're talking?
I'm talking about the Nintendo cereal system. It came out in the 80s.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the actual cereal.
Oh yeah, no. This was it was really good cereal. It came out in the 80s. It was called Nintendo Cereal System. And it was like Mario and then Zelda.
I remember that one. I don't remember the most recent one.
Yeah, the Odyssey one, man. It was
I know. I never tried that one.
So this just talks about the NSO and how it's giving free updates. Obviously, we got hoops in Nintendo Sports, Mario Golf Super Rush, Strikers, Metroid Dread, got a boss rush mode. And again, this other DLC, the expansion pass for Zelda, Smash Brothers. They're just saying how they continue to support games after they have released. Paid DLC again. This was with Splatoon, Smash Brothers, and obviously we know about Mario Kart. Here we are, 34 million members for NSO.
That's great.
I agree.
Does it break down which ones have the expansion?
I was looking for that. I don't see it here. I was curious if it did break down. It looks like it probably doesn't since they're already onto Nintendo Music now. But
yeah,
I am curious how many people have the expansion pack.
Yeah.
What would you predict if out of those 34 million?
6 to 7.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Do you think 34 million, are they counting each individual account? Because we have a family account and we have like 4 people under one account, or
probably individual.
Right, individual.
Yeah, I think individual. Yeah.
Same
sure. Nintendo Music. We talked about this. Now, since last week, Mario Wonder has released, and now Donkey Kong Country 2. That's came out. So that's good. It seems like they're going to be adding music faster than they add games to NSO.
If you've been following the Odyssey, I've been talking about the streaming service for music for a little bit now. Through patents.
Yeah, you have. I've seen that. Downloadable versions of packaged software. Now, I've been seeing this a ton at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Where they don't have physical games in the store. You can buy it from them online, but I'm seeing cards everywhere.
I don't see the point.
I don't either.
Literally no sense.
Okay. Here's the thing. I don't see the point, but I see the point when parents
gift,
aunts and uncles, grandparents are trying to buy a game, right?
Yeah.
Gifts are the big thing. Instead of getting eShop cards, because remember, like if you get like a $50 eShop card, that's not enough to buy a $60 game. It's not. You get the $99 eShop gift card, you still can't get the voucher with that. It's not enough.
Yeah,
the taxes and stuff. So I actually see the point, because there could be lots of people or friends and kids that like they prefer digital versions. Like, hey, I really want this game. Well, hey, I'll just buy you the code for it. I mean, I think even to myself, like, hey, people buy me gift cards and stuff all the time. It's digital codes. I appreciate it, and that's kind of what this is. It's like buying someone a game with a code. I think it's all right.
Yeah, you're right, because it gives you.
You can put these like everywhere in the future. Like they can be in gas stations on the little spindles and stuff. Like it,
They could be at the grocery store, like where the gift card center is.
You know what they could do?
There's a lot of opportunity.
They can turn them into collectible cards, maybe like something that you just, maybe like a little harder. That way you can just kind of rip the top part and the bottom part, and the center.
I'd rather they do this than sell a physical cartridge that has a code inside.
Yeah, that's that I hate so much.
God, I hate that.
Yeah,
but again, I guess it's kind of the same thing as this, but it's a waste.
It's a waste. Wasteful. Like, like these are like little cardboard things that are biodegradable. Not wasteful.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That they turned that middle section into like a collectible card. You just rip off the top and the bottom, and it becomes like a little card with some like little facts in the back and everything.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and again, it's good for gifts, and kids lose games. Now, look, I didn't lose games when I was a kid, okay? But kids do lose games, and these games are really small.
Like Game Boy games.
Yeah, these are small. Like they're smaller than Game Boy games. These are very small game cards. So
this is what cartridges used to look like, back in the day. So
it's hard to lose.
Hard to lose, yeah.
Strengthening relationships with software publishers. And they talk about the establishment of the Nintendo Developer Portal, website dedicated to developers and publishers. So again, I've never seen this. I can only presume it has a lot of resources on there for them to help them along the way with the development of the games. It says there's, affordable dev kits, support for middleware such as Unity and the Unreal Engine, all good stuff to help support the third parties. Which
what does it say there? Is this for developers?
For developers, yeah. This is what they've done for them this generation.
Okay. It would be cool if they kind of had a program after the Switch is out. Maybe like a little. Well, you can just buy a Switch, I guess. But a dev kit kind of gives you more tools to develop and to kind of test, and so maybe like have a developer program. I'm just into developers. Developer program where you can get an actual dev kit right after the system is out, so you can develop games on your own. As a single person developer.
Yeah, totally. Strengthening relationships with software publishers. So I don't know about you guys, but when I saw the devs listed here, my mind goes to Switch 2 immediately. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, are these the ones that already have dev kits for Switch 2? Or
oh, for sure. Yeah, you know that.
My mind also goes to there was that rumor by PH Brazil where he said that Nintendo started this third-party program to get them to port more games to Switch 1 next year because Nintendo's going to have less releases than usual on Switch 1 because they're putting a lot of their foot forward with Switch 2. So this to me was kind of like, hey, look, Nintendo is now like admitting that we're working with third-party partners, like trying to strengthen that bond and get them to do more stuff. So I'm kind of like, hey, that's kind of cool.
I see Microsoft and I like it.
Hey, if you look at this too, like look at this, right? Rune Factory, who makes that?
Square Enix?
That's Marvelous.
I think it's Marvelous, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sega. Yakuza.
Mario.
Which is an old game, right?
Yep. Yakuza, yep.
Electronic Arts. They're bringing that Wii
Sims game.
And FC, isn't that there?
EA Sports.
Yeah.
Yep.
Warner Brothers, they brought out the Batman Arkham trilogy.
Animaniacs from
so we're seeing some of the fruits of that, I think, already.
By the way, Hesse from Software better be Elden Ring.
That's what. So when I see From Software,
we have Dark Souls remastered. I know, but come on, Elden Ring.
Well, what I'm thinking too, I 100% think we're getting Elden Ring on Switch 2. But what I'm thinking for Switch 1 is, are we going to get the other two games? Dark Souls 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Well, if you are, it'd be next year.
Yeah.
Next year is like the perfect year.
Yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool. So who knows? Maybe we'll get that. Arc System Works. They bring out a lot of good games. 505. 505 does Udian Chronicles.
Yeah.
So, but then I look at Microsoft, right?
Yeah, that's
and
like
it's everything. Exactly. It's like when you see Microsoft now,
most exciting one there.
I saw some people comment on this exact, screenshot, and we're like, where's Activision and where's Blizzard and where's
all under Microsoft.
Yeah, someone replied like it's all Microsoft, man. It's like, oh yeah, they're like, oh yeah, that's right.
It's kind of like, hey, if you're open for GTA 6, Rockstar wouldn't be on there. It'd be on there Take Two.
Yep,
Level
Take
5.
Two.
So like Bethesda would be Microsoft.
Yeah, Bethesda would be Microsoft.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of great third parties here. You got Konami on there. Maybe they'll make a Castlevania, a new one day. I would love to see it. But again, for Switch 2, Metal Gear. You got Metal Gear coming out. We got the collection, the Solid Collection 1, the Solid Collection 2. That was just being teased today, I think. A release date for either what do you call it? Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
David Hayter, the voice actor for Snake. Yeah, he just teased that today that a release date's coming soon. He didn't say what it was for, though. I presume it's that, but we know the Solid Collection's coming. So again, a lot of good stuff. A lot of great devs there. It's exciting to think about what could come for Switch 2.
Yeah.
And then again, they talked about the indie games and just how well indies have done on the Switch. Some indie games have their best sales on Switch. A lot of them.
Fantasy Life on the, level 5 from Fantasy Life, right? They were on there.
Yeah, level 5 was on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so a lot of great games here, a lot of bangers. Yeah, Balatro done great. Animal Well. I'm sure a lot of people probably still need to play that. Outer Wilds, Europa. I played the demo on that. That was pretty interesting.
I like
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I got they sent me a code recently, so I have to check it out.
And again, just going into the sales of some of these games and how well they've sold on the Switch.
What is this game? That came with the baseball. Is it baseball?
Yeah.
That's it's Pro Yaku or something.
Yeah.
Is that Japan?
Yep.
Yeah. It's actually really good.
Looks fun. Man.
One thing I like about this chart, though, is we finally get the breakdown of like Nintendo's games and how well the third-party games are doing. They're selling a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Wow,
yeah.
The last 4
insane amount.
A lot. Yeah, third party's gonna be very happy.
Yep.
On Switch.
Yeah, and this is available to everybody, right? Anyone can pick up this PDF and look through it. But I would just, when I was thumbing through this, I'm like, man, these third parties got to be just salivating for Switch 2 because they're going to make so much money if they bring their games over.
Yeah, you got to support day one. Got to be there.
I agree.
Regional expansion into growing markets. PH Brazil, man, it's growing over there, right?
It is. Yep.
Yeah, Universo, what is it? Universo Nintendo website?
Yep. They're finally in China now.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was always a big deal because of all of the, what do you call it? Not hacking, but you guys know what I'm saying? What's the word I'm looking for?
Wasn't there like weird laws there that
the opposite of hacking?
Yeah, not hacking. It was when you get games illegally.
Like counterfeit?
Pirating. Piracy is the word. Huge piracy issue.
Yeah, I actually have a patch. That's what I remember.
China's wild because like Nintendo in another document, or maybe this one, like just admitted they're still making the IQ, which was their way of getting around the legalese and selling systems illegally in China. It's just well known that Nintendo's been using the IQ brand to do that for decades, and Nintendo just blatantly put it out there. By the way, yeah, we're growing in that market with our illegal system sales.
That's hilarious.
kind of like a big F you to China. We all know we've been doing it for decades. Now we could just legally sell Switch there, but just in case you forgot, we were still selling things there anyway.
This is impressive, the expansion, though, if you look at this. Dedicated video game platform sales in regions other than the big three.
Yep.
Japan, the Americas, and Europe. 6.4 times. And
Worldwide
over here,
man.
yeah, this is huge numbers. So again, that's great.
I just tweeted the link for this PDF if anybody wants to check it out.
Again, this breaks down the earnings. Obviously we know there's been a lot of money made. Talking about expanding the IP, strengthening relationships. Got some nice little clip art there of the characters. One thing to note, you do see Fox McCloud there.
I see him.
If you're wondering if Nintendo forgot about him,
they haven't forgot about Star Fox.
Yeah.
Are they teasing Star Fox Switch 2? Let's go.
And if I'm not mistaken, that is the Star Fox Zero render.
It is.
Yeah.
Which is always like, oh, okay, that's all it is. They're porting Zero next year. No, I want a new one.
Look at Samus all the way in the back. Come on, Samus. And then we have whatever this blue thing is there.
Where's Pitt?
Who?
Kid Icarus.
Oh yeah. Maybe this means that's it. No,
he's right near Captain Falcon back there.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Sales volumes for Mario-related titles on Switch.
Man,
look at this.
Mario's
Odyssey and 3D World.
Damn.
So the 3D Marios, right?
Then you just see Mario Kart. You're just like, all right.
42
Mario Kart is just yeah. He's of his own.
Now
they have to pair the other games, so kind of the numbers don't look as much.
Almost 200 million sales of just Mario.
Yeah, that's insane.
You know what's kind of crazy about this? Like, didn't historically 2D Mario games sell better?
Yeah.
And now it's like flipped.
And then Odyssey hit, and it's damn.
Hey, what's up with the Super Mario 3D All Stars? Why aren't those numbers in here?
Oh yeah,
that never existed. It was like a dream. Everybody was living for a couple.
Where's Mario 35?
They don't want to remind people that they FOMO and deleted it from the internet.
Right? Yeah.
That's interesting though, because I have a feeling that sold. Have we ever seen sales numbers on that actually?
I don't.
You don't notice how there's no Paper Mario in here either.
Oh yeah.
No Mario RPG.
Mario related.
Like, there's no sports. There's actually a lot of Mario games. They don't. That's why I said they're well north of 200 million if you count all the Mario.
Yeah, Mario Maker's there, so.
Yeah, they put Mario Maker, and yeah, it's kind of weird, like what they chose to show and not show, even though the sales are still solid on the other stuff. Too.
Yeah.
This is wild. So obviously we know what the sales have been for Animal Crossing and Smash Ultimate.
My game out there.
But seeing the two Zelda games, the two 3D Zeldas,
53 fucking million,
over 50 million, insane.
Tears of the Kingdom hit 21 million now and actually moved up the top 10 chart a slot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Jay Biggs, Mr. New York for Life, just mentioned in the chat, and I thought this was around the number, so I'm glad he confirmed it. But 3D All Stars did just under 10 million.
Oh wow, they made that many?
Yeah.
But Nintendo doesn't want to remind people that you can't buy it anymore.
Yeah,
that would be a good game to bring back for 2025. To fill in something in the calendar, man.
Also, shout out Splatoon, man.
For real.
For real.
Like 26 million. I mean, that's a newer IP.
Who would have thought?
Well, not anymore.
Splatoon has one of the best ongoing communities and games with events ever. Like since Splatoon 3 started, they've been supporting that till like just recently, where they had their last Splatfest, and even now they had a last I think Halloween event. So I think like one of the best ongoing supported games by Nintendo. Even I wish that Animal Crossing would have gotten the same attention that Splatoon did. When it comes to the ongoing events and like things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm happy for them, but I'm a little jealous as well.
I'm wondering if we're gonna get more frequent Splatoon games, like not every year, but maybe every other year or every 2 years.
Maybe like two per console. Maybe
like Call of Duty style.
I can see I can see them going 2 per gen. Kind of looking at that. They just did 2 in a gen. They're kind of set up to do Splatoon 4, early in the gen again.
Yeah.
And then drop another one later in the gen.
Yeah.
Or just do Splatoon Ultimate and just kind of like add more characters as they go on. And
so Pokemon games. Now, you guys will notice Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is not on here, and that's a physical game. And new Pokemon Snap's not on there.
Pokken isn't on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not even including everything.
Yeah. So I think they're just
Detective
saying,
Pikachu.
hey, here's our mainline series. And again, they put Legends on there because, again, that is going to be part of the mainline, like
Legends is considered mainline by
flagship status. So yeah, it's just the mainline, not the, I guess you could say the spin-offs. And 99 million as of September 30th. So they're probably past 100 now, right?
Yeah, I think they're both salivating for ZA to come on next year. They're like, money.
My favorite from the list is I'm sorry, short. I gotta say, short Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield. That's my favorite from the entire list.
Arceus.
Yeah, I'm Arceus on this
all the way.
Arceus and Arceus. Yeah, me too.
Scarlet Violet runs like doo doo. Not good.
This was an infographic I liked right here, and so again, many series titles are showing growth, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at Pikmin on the Wii U and on the DS combined,
by the way, I wish Nintendo wanted to use the Wii U as the gauge.
I know.
It's like it makes the numbers look insane, but it's kind of like, okay, that platform bombed. Can we go with one that didn't?
Hilarious. That's so
funny.
No, I agree with you on that.
But I mean, the point still stands. Yeah.
1.78 million between their home and handheld console, right?
Yeah.
And then just on the Switch, we're nearing 8 million. It's going to get there.
Pikmin!
I gotta get into Pikmin.
That's huge.
I'm giving in. I have not played any of them.
Oh, dude, Pikmin 4 is a masterpiece.
Pikmin 4 is amazing.
So should I start with Pikmin 4 or should I start with the early one?
Confirmed they already have another Pikmin in the works.
I would play Pikmin 4 first, man.
Yeah,
you don't really need to play the prior ones.
Okay, so
Pikmin 3 is good, but 4 is
3 is really short. 4.
I also want to get into the app, into the Pikmin app, because I know that I heard that they're going to do some type of stuff with Super Nintendo World, and so when the park opens, I'm probably going to turn it into a Super Nintendo World channel instead of a news channel and doing a lot of stuff with the theme park. But I'm looking forward to that just because of the app and the park.
Pikmin, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Pikmin's growth.
Yeah, man.
I am too. I'm happy for Shiggy because this was his creation. This all came out of him gardening. We all know the story about how Pikmin came to be. And so this is cool that this is turning out to be a success for him because it wasn't always looking that way. And so I'm happy that it's found life. Kirby, huge.
Yeah. So unofficially, can I mention something about that list I sent you, mate?
What list?
The leak.
Yeah, it's your list, man. You talk about whatever the hell you want.
I just want to mention. I've been following the list, kind of following the news, and I already confirmed about the Lego movie that's coming, whatever. But aside from that, Pikmin was on there.
Just so people in the audience know what the hell he's talking about. It's a list of it's a supposed leaked list of a bunch of upcoming Universal or something movies,
animated movies. Has everyone
animated, all of them, just like the animated movies.
Yeah.
And there's like some Nintendo ones. By the way, none of those Nintendo ones have been announced, but
the Mario movie is in there. The second one with the April 3rd release date, and then there's also unofficially, it's not Star Fox, and also there's Pikmin.
Yeah, very interesting. You mentioned Star Fox is in there.
Yeah, by elimination later on. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like 30, the year 30, 2030 something.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show that.
One thing I like about this list that Nintendo has on screen too, right here for Pikmin, Kirby, Metroid, Xenoblade, is showing that Nintendo's not just caring about the big boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're actually paying attention that their smaller series are growing as well. And that's awesome.
Kirby's pretty impressive because the 3DS titles were pretty popular, I thought. I mean, I guess not as much as I thought, but like you had Triple Deluxe, Robobot.
Came along, baby.
Yeah, the Switch.
Yeah, lands almost half those sales.
Forgotten that was amazing.
Yeah,
I think the most interesting ones here are the last two for sure.
I do too. Like these are great, Pikmin and Kirby. Metroid is something that is obviously interesting, I think, for all of us. I think for our longtime Nintendo fans, we really care about Metroid, the franchise, and want to see it be successful. And so this is encouraging to see that, hey, during the Wii U, now
the Wii U didn't have
we didn't get one,
but it includes 3DS. 3DS had obviously Federation Force, but then Samus Returns. And it's really weird between those two. They couldn't even get a mill.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Great. Because I think on Switch right now we only have Prime 1 Remaster and Dread, right? Nothing else.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So
I feel Metroid is gonna skyrocket. I think with MP4, and I'm calling it now. After a Sony is done with the Legend of Zelda, I think they're gonna go ahead. They're heading over to Metroid live action.
That'd be cool. I think it's well suited for something with TV, whether it be a show or a movie. But so about 5 million. It's gonna be 5 million. And then you got to ask, if we get Metroid Prime 2 and 3 HD, which we should, we better. Not going to go into why again. I've said it a million times, but
right.
If you think about 2, 3, and 4, so we could potentially have, 3 more Metroid games.
Wow.
Which then you got to say, I wonder what this is going to look like, a year from now, 18 months from now.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Like, it should be a lot. Xenoblade, again, there was Xenoblade on 3DS.
Yep.
You had to have the new 3DS.
Yep.
And obviously Xenoblade Chronicles X. So 1.41 million units versus over 7 now.
Yeah, over 7 across 3 games? 2, 1 definitive edition, and then 3.
Yeah. And then let's see what X does.
Yeah. See if X can push it and maybe hit 10 mil for the series.
That's what I'd like to see, right? I'd like to see it hit the double digits. I feel like it can over the course of the Switch. Like, if it doesn't hit it initially, you gotta think that if the Switch is going to be supported till 2027, like we believe, it should be able to hit that.
Yeah.
It's not that many more. Development and release of software that utilize characteristics of each IP. Not sure. Okay, merchandise, theme park, mobile. This is the stuff we talk about all the time.
Yeah. This is just Nintendo showing this is how we make all our money.
Yeah,
this is how we're taking over the world. That's what they're saying there.
Yeah, getting in front of your face.
Like not having a handheld and home console. Yeah, don't worry. We got other revenue.
Yep.
And you forgot to put the clock in there too.
Visual content.
The bedroom.
They forgot the bedroom.
Yeah.
So we got the Mario movie, of course.
Yep.
The second one.
Yep.
And then we have Zelda
2029, guys.
2027. Check out the date over on the first Mario movie. Okay, April what?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then the second movie is April 3rd. 2026.
Sure.
I'm gonna say April something of 2027.
I'm just glad they put the 2 there because it guarantees it's out before the 2030s. Not that we didn't think it would be anyway.
and just like a little bit behind, just a little information on that. It's already in production and they will start filming on January 5.
This would be notable though because they put the 2 there, right? Technically, when we get to the Switch 2 topic later on the Switch 2 graphic, it still says 20XX.
Yeah.
2099.
I would lose it.
For real. I didn't see that.
100-year platform. Oh man.
So we got the theme park news. Singapore, TBA. Obviously, it's there in Osaka, Japan, Hollywood, Orlando.
Singapore, yeah.
And
Orlando. Woo.
Osaka's getting Donkey Kong in the spring.
In the spring?
Yep.
And we're getting it around. We're getting it in May. May what?
Yeah, Orlando.
Yep. Orlando.
May 20th is the opening. It's already sold out. May 22nd sold out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I have a press pass, so I can go. I'm gonna be there for the media day which is
you live streaming it.
Oh, nice, good for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Media Day.
Mobile apps. This is an interesting number. So, 164 countries.
Nintendo
is the reach of the apps.
Nintendo, you got to delete some numbers here. I'll tell you right now. I understand that this is a fact-based number. Dragalia Lost doesn't exist anymore. You can't download. Dr. Mario doesn't exist anymore. Can't download.
Real.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you've deleted half these apps. You should just not list stats for them anymore. Misleading.
Yeah, that first one, that Mimoto, whatever. And then the whatever that one is.
Oh, Mitomo or whatever.
And then this one, I was in the middle of playing when they shut it down. The
Dr. Mario app was sick too. I'm so pissed when they got
I loved that game. Yeah, that was great.
I'm like, dude, this is the perfect way to bring Dr. Mario back. Why'd you get rid of it?
Yeah, man.
It was so fun.
I think it was because of malpractice.
No, so
that's good.
He was leaving. The Pocket Camp is not going to be an online game anymore, but they're bringing it back as a paid single player game. So technically, Pocket Camp will
for what was it, $10, right?
Yeah,
and you get everything.
Yeah, you know that works so well for Mario Run.
Official stores.
Told you.
So San Francisco is going to be the new one, and I hope it does good there.
Mall of America, come on.
Where's Orlando? Mall of
America store.
Oh, we're getting one in Orlando because they already announced it. It's a huge one. Saw the plans for it, so we're gonna have one. And it's not gonna be in Orlando. It'll be Universal Studios, like right there. Gift shop.
Yeah, that's good to know that it's going to be there too. It makes sense since
all the theme park ones have really massive.
Like huge. Yeah. So,
got the museum. We know about this. We know how cool it is,
dude. On reveal dates, like on Nintendo Directs, streaming it from the actual Nintendo store.
That would be cool, especially with the Smash Brother reveals.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was always fun to watch. So Nintendo account. The number of users, they say, has increased steadily since 2015. Note, this does include mobile app users. So 366 million people have a Nintendo account, be it through your standard, I believe, services, like with Switch, and the mobile apps, which the mobile apps are accounting for a lot here.
What that means is when they drop that Switch 2 announcement, they have 366 million people to send that email to.
Exactly.
That's
email
insane.
blaster for sure.
That is
insane.
Yep. A lot of companies pay for that data. Nintendo's already got it.
Crazy.
Nintendo account supporting long-term relationship with our consumers, purchase history, save data, friends, gameplay history.
Yep.
And I believe this is where it goes into kind of talking about how the NSO is carrying over to the next console, the successor, the Switch 2. So that's very exciting. Yeah, here we are. Here's the release date, the Mega Man X release date.
We'll get into this a little later. Yeah,
29.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
That's later.
And again, we'll get into that.
I got a lot to say, man.
Yeah, that's our next topic.
Excited, man.
I think. Okay, yeah. Here we got a couple other things: strengthening development resources.
Yes.
So this is good stuff. Remember, we talked about Shiver a week or two ago. They're a port house, which is great. That was a good pickup. Monolith, IQ, NST,
Nintendo Pictures. Woo.
Mario Club. Didn't we hear there were like layoffs at Mario Club, and then
Nintendo totally debunked that
exactly right after
no, actually there isn't. Have a good day.
That's not us. We don't let people go. We just fire them quietly.
So that was good to see Nintendo come right out, because they usually don't comment on stuff.
Furukawa does, man.
I love that.
Yep.
He's twice now he's commented on rumors and said, "Nah, it's bullshit."
Environmental stuff. Not very interesting for the podcast, but if you're interested,
for like investors and obviously like government regulators and stuff.
And hey, this is the basics of customer service right here, right? Build good, lasting consumer relationships. Bring smiles to generations of consumers. Have they done that for me? and you and you and you. Yes, they've done it for all of us, right? Everyone in chat.
They failed me.
They brought a lot of smiles to our faces since literally the 80s. So,
man,
I'm a sad boy.
Aim to be a safe and secure brand, which makes me think that we're still going to have friend codes.
And no voice chat locally.
No, it's like, oh yeah, you can use your phone to call your friends. Oh, I do that anyway without it. So
yeah.
And this concludes today's presentation. Thank you for joining us.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit like.
Yay.
Nate, do you want me to hand out the tests to everyone?
Yeah.
That's now? All right.
Yeah. Go ahead and paste the link to the test in the chat for everybody. I literally felt like I was back at work.
Please put your pen
back in mortgage doing a PowerPoint.
Yeah. You were presenting for Nintendo right there to the crowd of hundreds. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff going on there. So before we get to our next topic, which is Switch 2, which I got like goosebumps thinking about it. I had to address something. All right. I got a super chat in from this Prime guy. I don't know who the fuck he is. All right, first I'll take a shot. Got it. It's poured. It's ready to go. But there was a certain bet that me and Nintendo Talk had going on. I have to ask him a question here because here's the thing: the bet that's a hot chip bet. There's no way that he loses. Only I lose.
Yeah.
So does what Nintendo say count?
What was the bet again? Wasn't it?
They remember the bet. See, he doesn't even remember the bet.
Wasn't it about them announcing Switch 2 by the end of
it? It was about them revealing it by November 5th of the latest.
Yeah.
They technically didn't reveal it. If you want to hold on a technicality, but they didn't give us news.
I'll give you till the end of November. How about that?
Oh,
that's good. That's gracious.
You know what? Because remember, we were all thinking, guys, if it wasn't revealed by November 5th, that obviously it would not be till 2025. But then Nintendo said something that
I'm still on team 2024.
Yeah,
they talk about
there's a very good reason to still be on it too, based on some shit Nintendo dropped, which we're about to get to. Let me go ahead and throw this shot back. We got to talk about Switch 2 because baby,
donations or shots.
Donations are shots, $5 and up.
There you go.
Shots of hater tears tonight because, oh boy, for once in my life, I get to dunk on the haters. I usually deserve the hate. This time, though, called this shit on Sunday, everybody. All right, here we go. I literally on Sunday, I said they were going to say some shit, and they said some shit. So let's go ahead and share